Hey, Joel, guess what time it is?
What time is it, Brother Keith?
Well, it's time once again for Smack and Jack Tested, which we will be testing today, a vacuum cleaner.
Ooh, I wonder which vacuum cleaner it is.
All right, so Joel, we're doing a vacuum cleaner today on Smack and Jack Tested. And it's a vacuum cleaner you've gotten recently. And we're from a vacuum cleaner family, so we're really into this, and this is a good episode for us.
We are fond of vacuum cleaners.
What kind of vacuum cleaner is it, Joel?
Okay, so this is the Miele Complete 3 Cat and Dog Power Line. Miele.
Okay.
Now, Complete 3. Now, I'm not sure if you can buy an incomplete vacuum cleaner or not, but this one's the Complete 3. Okay.
So this works out of the box. You take it out and plug it in.
Yeah, take it out of the box. I believe there's even a bag in it when you buy it.
Oh, okay, good.
I can't remember. But obviously check that. But okay, so I'm going to run down what we got off the website here, and then we'll do we'll run through all our components that we found. In the box. We'll do a little comparison with the old Kenmore machine that my wife and I have from 20 years ago. And again, not that we're comparing a side-by-side brand new Miele with a 20-year-old Kenmore. However, people watching this video right now might have a 20-year-old machine ready to upgrade to a brand new vacuum cleaner, and you want to know, is this worth the money when you do the upgrade? Okay, so let's go down what we get in the box here. So the canister is a high suction power 1200 watt. Okay, 1200 watt motor in here. Odors are neutralized more effectively by the active air clean filter that's right back over here. Remember, this is the cat and dog.
Okay.
So no need to stoop thanks to the plus minus foot controls. All right, those are right over here.
Not on the wand, they're on the foot.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yeah. High suction power even when the dust bag is full. So you're familiar with when the bag gets full, all of a sudden you don't have quite as much.
You're not picking up any dust at all.
So it still maintains quite a bit of suction. Convenient and versatile with 3 integrated accessories. And of course, we'll take a look at all that. Okay, so included in the box, we have upholstery nozzle. And how about you get up the upholstery nozzle?
Upholstery nozzle, right here.
Upholstery nozzle.
Little guy, but it has that like a felt kind of thing on there.
Yeah.
And it's cleans without scratching.
Rub that really well. Okay, your favorite, the Crevice nozzle. The Crevice nozzle.
You know, it's kind of funny, but when you vacuum and don't get the corners, it bothers me. So I run around the room, and no matter how big the room or how the corner or whatever, I like to finish up with it. So
you use the Crevice nozzle.
Yes, and I never knew it was called Crevice, but now I like it more.
All right, dusting brush with synthetic bristles.
Okay, little tiny guy, but that's all you need. And it's some of these bristles aren't long enough. You end up hitting the plastic on the inside, and this is nice and long, so you don't have to worry about scratching anything.
Indeed.
Yes.
Yeah, good little brush there. Parquet twister floor head.
Okay, now if you don't have a parquet floor, doesn't matter. Hardwood surface.
Hardwood tile,
Yes. Okay. Now this is huge. It's almost shop vac size. So
I agree with that.
Less moving. I mean that's almost a foot. It's it's German, so it's not going to be a foot. It would be something metric, but it's I mean,
like 13 inches.
Yeah.
All right, handheld mini turbo brush.
Again, nice and heavy, solid construction. Not electric. It's run by air.
Run by the suction power.
Yeah. We'll get into that later.
Yep.
Very nice.
The Electro Plus floor head.
And this is what I like. I haven't used this thing yet, Joel. So we're going to use this
we're going to do
later.
Yeah. I'll show a little bit of that.
And you're real happy with. But what I'm happy with is that it weighs so much. I like, if something's expensive, I want it to feel expensive. And a lot of the import stuff is very light, just for shipping. Put them in a container, doesn't weigh anything. This thing's heavy. It's got a nice motor, and so I'm anxious to see what that looks like.
Yeah, interesting you mentioned that.
How it works.
Most of these, this is a German company. Most of it's made in Germany, but not the entire machine.
Okay.
And I'm not going to go into the details of that, but there are some components that are not made in Germany.
Okay.
And then the Electro telescopic suction wand. This is a pretty cool wand here. So this is how short it can be. Okay. And then
looks to be stainless steel to me as well.
Yes.
Which is nice.
Yeah, pretty hardy. And then it can go up to, what's that, about 4 feet or so.
Again, metric, so we don't know what that...
Yeah, a meter?
Maybe it's a liter.
A liter. Yeah, you can drink out of it. All right, so we'll come back to all of them in just a minute.
It's nice that breaks down, though.
Yeah.
Instead of having to take one part off. Remember the old ones? You could take
right. You could take them.
That was, they were real old.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's talk, Keith, about the canister.
Okay.
First here, and then we'll move into all those parts that we just had. So our canister has the power button is right here. Move that over. Power button is here.
As you can see that, we'll get the camera over here. And
Yeah, and then the comfort, they call this comfort, but this is the cord retract button.
Okay.
Okay.
Why is this comfort?
Just so that it's comfort because you don't have to bend over to, to retract it. All these are foot controls.
I was thinking it might have been a German word, but everything's in English here. So yeah, just comfort.
Yeah,
that actually works well. That's on mine, a newer model of
the Kenmore, right?
The Kenmore, yes.
Yeah, so
it is nice.
This one here will really whip that cord back.
Okay.
There is a way to stop it though, so I normally hold on to it. If I don't want it to go back in all the way, as it's going back in, you just give it a little tug and it stops and resets.
Oh, okay, kind of like a ratchet.
Almost, yeah. But if you just press it down, it'll suck in that cord.
That's great.
Pretty quick.
As well as the dust, so it kind of works on the same.
Well, hopefully it's not sucking in dust as it's sucking in the cord.
Right.
All right, and then we have our over here we have power. It's a variable speed motor.
Okay.
Okay, so maximum power is here, and then depending on what you're doing, for instance, draperies.
Right.
You move it all the way down to the lowest setting.
Yes, and I have used for drape and wall hanging kind of things and delicate furniture and things like that. It does definitely work.
Right.
So,
it
you
helps
want to start
not
over
suck
here.
In that.
Yep.
I normally keep it over here. One thing you need to be careful of as you're using the vacuum is not to accidentally hit this as you're vacuuming. And all of a sudden the cord's going to straighten up and maybe even pulled out of the wall.
Right.
So you have to be careful of that. The other thing is make sure that you don't accidentally, touch one of these buttons here as you're using it, because all of a sudden you're vacuuming at a much lower level.
And you might not notice it for a while.
And you don't notice it.
Right.
That's, that has happened to me a few times, only because I put down the wand and I knock something and it moves it down. I didn't even notice it. Okay.
Okay.
So that's something to be aware of. Very convenient use over here with your foot. Quite frankly, I normally bend down and press these if I want to change that.
So just be careful of your back.
Yeah.
Basically.
Right. And then the last thing, Keith, is there's a bumper around here, and that's you're going to bump in the walls. And it's, it's a piece of rubber that goes around.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's nice. So it doesn't scratch up your wall or your cat's legs.
Exactly, right. Provided you hit it in your exact right spot here. Okay. The other cool thing is that let me have this guy here. You actually have notches so that when you're working, you can set your whole wand right in there.
Okay. Yeah. Okay?
And then when you lift it up on the end here, it has notches on the side like that on both sides.
Because this isn't going to fit on the inside caddy.
Correct. This one does not fit. So when you put it away, you have your nozzle in here and the hose hooked up.
Okay.
That kind of keeps everything nice.
Yes.
Yeah,
and good idea.
Make the wand nice and short. So that's a great way to put things away. So let's take a look at the bag here. Pretty much a normal bag. Kind of scoots in, it clips in. And the one thing that I do like about this is that, I didn't want to handle a dirty bag in your shop here, is that it has this self-sealing.
Oh, okay. Very nice, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can see that, but we'll show you that in a little bit. Yeah, that's nice. And man, that's like a pillow. There's nothing getting through that.
Okay. So that's, a nice bag there. We have the motor filter back there. They say change that like once a year, in case anything kind of gets through there. This is the filter here for the HEPA that we were just talking about. There is an indicator right there. Looks like I'm pretty close to needing to change this one.
Oh, no.
I have an idea once it gets all red.
Yes. Okay.
We need to change.
Now, how does that open?
So that. And this one actually has charcoal in it.
So that's the whole filter. You take it and toss that and put it in. Okay. Huh.
As far as I know, that's something we need to look into. Don't throw this whole thing away until you know exactly what you're doing there. But
and it might double as a fish filter. Remember the charcoal thing? Okay. Getting back to the show.
So that's all the inside there.
Yeah.
And the filter, the HEPAs, and all that is great, but I have to be honest with you, that's not exactly what I was looking for when I bought the vacuum cleaner. That's something that I actually had to get in order to get everything else. Right. All right, so let's close this up. That's the inside, and let's add the hose. Okay, the hose obviously goes in right here. Okay, and this is an electronic hose.
And you have buttons on both sides here?
Yeah.
If you can see so on both sides with the...
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
So that locks in. Let's go ahead and turn this on. Make sure I don't...
Now mind you, our microphone is very close to the piece.
Yeah, so we're going to have to shout.
Right, and it might sound louder than it is in real life, so just keep that in mind.
It's actually a very quiet machine. All right, so here we go. Here's on.
Yep, it works.
Pretty good. Okay, so let's talk about the variable speed.
Okay. Oh, so now that's still. Oh that's
still a decent amount of suction.
Yeah.
There. But you have all those different speeds on the inside. You know, between low. This is the lowest setting, and then the highest setting. Okay.
Oh yeah, goodness sake.
Yeah, plenty of suction.
Nice.
Feel
that? Yeah. All right. Whoa.
Okay. All right. Now, a couple things about the hose. It only. See if I hold it up here. Okay, so this is definitely demonstrating exactly what I'm going to get to.
The problem, yeah.
All right. Nice, strong, quality
hose.
Hose
is nice, yes.
Very quality. It swivels up here. But it does not swivel here.
And it swivels here.
And, I'm sorry, yes, and it swivels there. But it does not swivel at the base here. Okay, none of this swivels down here. So that, to me, has caused some issues as far as getting, maneuvering and so forth. So in case you're wondering, it swivels here. How did I?
You just did it.
Yeah, that way.
There, okay.
Sorry.
Oh, let's get the thing underneath the... That's
okay,
great.
So it swivels there. It swivels here, but it does not swivel down here. And that was a surprise to me when I got it home, that it didn't swivel down.
It'd also almost be better if it swiveled here and not here, because you've got the swivel.
Because you got the swivel up there.
If they're only going to swivel you once.
Yeah, that's right. All right, folks, before I put this part on the floor, let's talk about the fact that you already noticed maybe that it stands with a lot of security. Very sturdy standing on the end there. So for doing steps and reaching way up where you need to have it as much hose length as possible, very sturdy.
Yeah, and some of them aren't made to sit on their backside, so that's good.
So
good.
well
nice.
thought out. Okay, very, very strong machine there. Okay, all right. So let's take a look at the wand here, which you were just mentioning.
Yes.
What?
Well, it's heavy. It's heavier than it looks. Like again, the newer stuff, everything's lighter. This is not lighter. This is
nice and strong, right?
Nice
and what metal is this?
This looks like it's stainless steel. So it's wrapped around the plastic. I'd say it's definitely stainless steel. So it's not
definitely
not
good,
dent easily.
Good quality, yeah. So and again, we showed you this earlier where it extends, making it really useful for getting those higher.
And it feels to me that there's plenty of bushing in here.
So it's
some of the older units, wherever you have an a plug-in somewhere, there's air missing. I don't feel like there's going to be any of that here.
Yeah, and I haven't noticed any of that. Good point there. Now, to compare that with the older and probably more familiar, this is our old.
That's from
Kenmore.
Star Wars. Oh, it was close.
Very close to Star Wars. So this is the old Kenmore here.
Okay.
And the one thing that I did want to point out, the electric on this older model, and maybe some current models today, this electric cord runs on the outside.
Right.
Right. Okay. And then I guess there's a way that you could take this apart to make it two different pieces. Okay, you'd have to detach the cord here, and you press this button here, and that comes out, right? Ooh, just like that. So you can make it shorter by doing that.
But then you won't have your electric.
You would not be able to use the electric. And quite frankly, I've never done that. That's the first time in my life I've ever done that. We've had this for 20 years. This cord on the old Kenmore, where it attaches to the hose up there,
right,
that actually melted. So I haven't used the rug piece.
Okay.
And
it looks a little
over the 10 to 12 years.
Wow.
Because of this cord going bad. Now the one thing I like about this here, there is no cord.
Right.
The power goes in here, and the power comes out there.
Yep, and I would imagine it's part of this hump back here, but it's all hidden and
right. So it's not out
protected
and open.
Yes.
Yeah. So I find that very strong, very strong. All right. Keith, let's talk about the attachments that come with it, and there is an attachment compartment for 3 of these right in the machine.
Right. Yes. Okay. Right? Yep.
Okay. So
let's show later. Yes.
The upholstery nozzle
that we had first. Yep.
Yep. We kind of already talked about that one. This one works well. I haven't used it extensively, but it does work well on sofas and so forth. And you kind of get aggressive with it,
agitate it a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah. And that works well enough. So nothing special about that, but it does work. Okay, number 2, the
Crevice, ever famous
Crevice nozzle.
We got to do it. We just got to do it. Yes.
So
you can't say enough about it, Crevice.
Can't say enough about it. It is a little short, I have to say. Here is the one for my Kenmore, and now, do they need to be this long? I don't know. You might find this length come in handy maybe behind the refrigerators,
right?
Under cabinets, those odd places. So maybe this one's a little short, but I would say this is not a deal breaker. Shall we move on?
It's always the crevice tool, ladies and gentlemen. Well, actually, I was going to say something about this. These are great. Probably, sometimes if I'm going behind a vacuum refrigerator, it's not long enough. And then at that point, you just move the thing and clean it. I mean, it's like, exactly. I know there's more dust back there. I would say for 98% of your...
Now, I almost forgot, Keith. There is an upgrade as an attachment. You can buy another attachment. And they make one of these. Ready? It's about 3 feet long and flexible.
This is what happens when you come up with an idea to run the world and you lose. You got all this extra time on your hands, so you come up with. All right,
let's move on. Yeah. Let's move on to the brush. Right, dusting brush.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so the dusting brush. This is a nice brush. It's not huge. Yeah. So let's talk about that for a minute. As Keith just showed you, you can use it straight, or you can use it at this right angle here, which is really good for getting up, real high spots. The window ledge up here.
Yes.
I found it very useful for that, or a ledge way up top. It's very useful for doing that and around different areas. However, I will say that it's not notched in there very securely, we'll say. Okay, it's easy for it to go off like that.
Okay, yeah.
If you're like really scrubbing, really clean, and the next thing you know, it's like that. Or if you want it to be straight, sometimes it ends up going like that.
Okay.
So, I'll say an okay brush. Now, when I was in the showroom buying this, and I asked the sales lady, I said, is this the only brush that comes with this machine? She said, oh, yes, but you can buy it. I was like, oh, hold on a second. For the price that I'm paying for this machine, this is the brush that you're selling with it. Yeah. And this is the brush that comes with it. Okay? Now, why do I bring that up? Because this is the brush that I use with my Kenmore. Now, this is not the original. This is like my 3rd replacement of that Kenmore. Again, we've owned that vacuum.
Noted as well. Yeah.
We've owned that vacuum for 20 years.
Okay.
Okay, and these bristles, after a while, they go down.
Right.
But this is about what came with the. Now you notice that it's like super, so you have to clean that out very frequently. Right. Yeah. But I was expecting something more like this when I paid the price for the again. So I kind of knew that, and I thought, all right, this will work.
Again, not a deal breaker.
Not a deal breaker. And then as I was in the showroom, I thought, well, I'll just take this brush and put it on here. Guess what?
Doesn't fit.
They're not the same size.
Oh, of course not.
Okay, so the Miele is not the standard size as most other vacuum cleaners.
Oh.
Now, I can't verify that, but it's not the standard size as...
That you have.
It's not the Kenmore size.
Right.
And I thought they were standard, but they're not. Okay? So you cannot use attachments from another or your older vacuum on the Miele.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So that, you know, slight issue for me there. All right. Shall we move on?
Yes.
I think we're going on to the Parquet.
Now this goes in the total opposite direction. This is if you have a tennis court you want to vacuum.
That's right.
On the daily. Very nice piece, Joel. How does this work?
Ladies and gentlemen, I have to say I love this floor brush.
Okay.
This is awesome. And you can see in the video here, you can get under the sofa. You can get, you know, in and around the piano. And you can just kind of mop the floor with this.
Yes. Okay.
It's really very, very versatile. Very versatile. I love this piece. Almost my favorite part of the entire vacuum.
Okay.
Okay. The one caveat is, and we were talking about this earlier. Let me get our. If you need to do a bath mat.
Okay.
You know, you're scrubbing your bath mat, or if you're vacuuming the walls. A lot of people don't realize that occasionally you have to vacuum your walls because
it builds up dust. Yep.
Dust does build up. So with the old Kenmore, that was pretty easy, right? You just vacuum the walls. Okay. Now this is a much smaller nozzle or attachment than the Miele, but you vacuum the walls. Or if you're vacuuming your bath mat, you scrub with this. Right. Okay. Now with this piece here, when you go to do that scrubbing, it's too flexible. You know, you can't scrub that bath mat with that.
Oh, so if you hit it,
the attachment on it, it just goes all floppy. And the same thing if you're trying to do a wall, it just is kind of the same.
Too much give. Okay.
And even now, Stephanie says that she likes to do the baseboard with this. I have a little difficulty doing the baseboard with this.
It's big.
But in that regard, it's almost a little bit too flexible. Okay. But otherwise, I love this tool for the intention that it was made for, which is
the floor. 90%. Yes.
Awesome tool. Turbo.
The turbo.
Yeah.
Now, I like it just because it says turbo. I like things that are turbocharged. And this one, I will say, just right off the bat, our old ones were electric powered. This one is air powered. There's plenty of air, but I'm always worried that if you lose, you know, if you're too close to the thing, there's no air going through it. That's not. Won't spin.
Stops.
So So do you like this piece?
I know exactly what you're saying. We have had other machines with, and I'm trying to think. I think even the Kenmore had one of these with the suction power on it.
Right.
And the belt it starts slipping, and they become pretty much no good.
Okay. All right. Well, there's
it just doesn't work because as soon as it hits, it stops.
Right. Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
So far, so good on this one. All right. So I'm gonna let's plug it in.
Yeah. Let's see.
Turn it on. Now again, I like to have the power on high for this one because you got to move the
Now maybe if you do the draperies, you don't have a whole lot of, but if somebody that has draperies,
you might want to turn it down just a little bit because that would be a lot less. Okay, so I'm going to use my foot to turn this on. We have the vacuum cleaner down here now.
Boop. And here goes my hair. Now let's feel that. Yeah, working pretty good. Yeah. Okay.
All right, so that does have a lot of suction power. Now, the other cool thing about this, Keith, let me take this apart and put the hose down.
Now, like the song says, I'm a believer.
All right. Watch.
And I would imagine, but let me just cut in for a minute. Turbo technology has changed over the years. So, you know, the turbo itself, that seemed to me, I haven't used it, but just for that second, it felt like it was electric. You know, I mean, it had that much power.
Yeah, and because the engine's so strong, there's so much suction coming through, it really propels everything on the inside here. And I will say, so far, so good with the use of this.
Okay.
Okay. Now, the other cool thing about this is you can open it up.
Oh,
and
that's
vacuum,
great. Now that
let's
show the camera this thing here.
I'll show it later.
Well, we'll spin it around. I mean, you might want to, right? This is our turbo, and there, a little belt. All right.
Yeah,
that is great because you're definitely going to get. That's going to get.
Yeah. So when dirt gets built up in there,
cat hair or whatever,
you
Open it up.
Open it up, and I will say be gentle in cleaning it out because there are some parts in there that might move as you're suction.
Yes, and the belt's small, so yes.
Yeah, so just be very gentle as you clean that out. But that's, it's a great thing that you can open up this piece and clean it out. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think the electric one that I have, other than the bottom.
I wouldn't think so. Yeah.
Okay,
so,
good.
All right.
Very nice.
So that is the turbo. Yeah, I like that one. Okay. And then the Floorhead. All right, if you want to pick that up.
I thought he said forehead. He said the floor head. Where is our... Once again, this is my favorite part of it. And I haven't gotten to use the system yet. I will next time I get invited.
Oh, good. So when he comes over, he's going to vacuum our house.
He didn't get this for him. He got this for me.
Absolutely.
But I just like the fact that it's heavy. And this is electric powered.
Absolutely.
Scrubber on
very strong. And I will tell you this.
How do you like that?
It has 5 levels here. We normally do most of our house on 2 or 3.
Okay.
Up at our mountain house, we have a little bit more pile on the rug, so we have to move it all the way up to 5 because it really, really pulls. As soon as you turn this on, you're going to feel it pull. Okay. This is really a great piece. So you can change the height there. There we go. And then this button here, up and down.
Oh, okay, that's all right.
All right, now this obviously goes into the wand. You plug it in right there, and that's how you're typically using it. However, you can also also, for those rare occasions where you have to get underneath.
If you have a very big couch.
You can actually just plug it into the handle itself. So let's turn this on.
Okay.
All right, right now the button is off. Remember, this button here is for the...
No electric, so it's just air.
Exactly. Right. This button here is for this floor module only. It is not an on and off button for the entire machine, okay? So let's turn it on.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, that's... Right, we turn it off right here.
Yeah.
All right, and there you go. And now the rest of the machine is still running. So I'll turn that one off with my foot.
Very nice.
I have found that this top button here to be, kind of useful when I'm doing carpeting. I need to move something. I'll just turn it off here rather than shutting down the whole machine.
Yeah.
Now, of course, if I had the complete power button up here, I would shut down the whole machine. But it does come in handy, and it is kind of useful.
Boy, that's strong. That could put a little wax on that. That would polish your hardwoods. Well, I tell you what. This thing is ruined. But, man, yes.
Yeah. Okay, Keith, so we've gone over just about everything here.
Yeah.
And I will say, Stephanie and I bought this back in April.
Okay.
At the Miele Corporate Center up in Princeton, New Jersey.
So I told you, we are a vacuum cleaner family. Most people won't go to where they actually come into the country.
Exactly.
Now, was this a final assembly plant, or is this just a corporate headquarters?
Oh, no, this is just, remember, they're all made in Germany.
Yeah,
so
right. I didn't know. I didn't know maybe they were some made parts.
This is like a hub
for the United States.
And I think there are other hubs like this.
Okay.
But there aren't too many of them.
Northeast or whatever.
Yeah. Now there are licensed distributor, where you can go buy them.
Right. Yes.
But I myself went up to Princeton. Okay. So at this point, let's take a look at the list of pros and cons of this machine.
Okay.
And then we'll wrap up this review, and we'll let you decide if the Miele C3 is what you're going to be looking at for your next vacuum.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So. Pros. We have a great motor and great suction, a variable speed motor. I think first and foremost, when I look for a vacuum cleaner, I'm looking for the power of the motor. Right? It's got to have the power. We have 2 cats at home. My wife and 2 girls. There's hair everywhere. Right. And we already said that it feels very sturdy.
Yes.
Very well built.
Yes.
Right. It's a quality.
Yeah. Pound for pound, you're definitely getting your money's worth.
It's a
on
quality
this.
machine.
Yeah.
The HEPA filter with the indicator, that is a plus. Especially if you have animals at home. Yeah. I would say more dogs than cats. I mean, our cats don't cause any odor of any sort.
No.
But that's there to take odors out of the air.
Yep.
The one touch cord rewind. Great feature. and again, you can control that as you're letting it rewind. Bags are self-sealing. We already looked at that. The bags are good quality bags, and they self-seal so that when you take them out, you don't need to worry about delicately walking them outside the door.
All right, 1 second here. Now, it just dawned on me what he meant by self-sealing. I thought he meant, if you can see this, we'll get better pictures. I thought you meant this plastic thing around here.
Right.
I didn't notice that. That is perfect because I know the top quality ones on the we're always saying Kenmore because that's what we've had forever. Electro, whatever. You know, all the top models. I've never seen that before.
Exactly. Yeah. Electrolux had something similar, but not like that.
That is definitely yes. Okay. All right.
So right. So when you take the old bag out, you don't need to worry about.
There would always be a puff of dust.
There's always a puff of dust. Right. You don't need to worry about with these bags, and that's you're not going to get that on a different if you buy an economy bag. So just go with the Miele, the Miele bags. Okay. Very sturdy, standing on it. Okay, so we can put it on the end for steps and so forth. Extendable wand. The extendable wand I use like
you probably use that more than you use the actual vacuum cleaner.
Yes, right. All right, not just for the tools, so that you can leave the tools on the side.
Yes, that's very nice.
While you're working.
Yep, caddy.
And when you put it away. Foot controls, we already, and then the accessory storage. Of course, most vacuum cleaners have some sort of accessory storage.
And that might be why some of these things are a little smaller too. I mean, the unit itself.
The unit itself is smaller.
I mean, for as sturdy and as good a machine it is. It's probably a couple % smaller than
it's compact. It's more compact than the of course the Kenmore that we have. And again, we're not doing a side by side comparison. Just kind of making sure
this is years later.
You know that you evolution. Know. Yeah. Okay. All right. So here are some of the cons that over the last few months since we've owned this machine that I've run into. Okay. The small wheels.
Yes. If you take a look at these things.
There's three small wheels.
The way they spin around,
And when I was using this at the showroom, the sales lady said, "Go ahead and pull that around, and it'll go anywhere you want." Okay, and it was fine because at the showroom they had a hardwood floor, they had a carpeting that was very small pile, and it moved around. But I knew that those small wheels are going to be an issue. So much an issue that even getting the vacuum cleaner itself over its own cord is an issue.
Okay.
Sometimes the cord gets, a couple, like two strands of cord in front. You want to pull it across. Well, you really have to give it a good yank there. Okay. The bigger wheels on the other other models are just, it's a whole lot easier to navigate. Okay. Small dusting brush. I think we went over that enough. Again, I was expecting a little bit more for the price that I paid. Than that dusting brush. No power on the handle. Again, not a huge issue for me. But in order to get that power on the handle, you have to pay for an upgraded machine. Okay.
So it is available.
It is available. Yes. The only thing that you have on that button on the handle is for the rug.
And I would imagine it's just getting used to a different way of you're.
Although sometimes I'm standing there looking at the machine. All right, what am I doing?
Right.
Anyway, I'll get used to that. Okay, it's hard to do walls. We talked about that. Again, not too big of an issue. Just kind of we'll have to figure something else out. Hard to do the small bath rugs. I end up doing the small bath rugs with this piece here, just on the handle itself, and getting down on my hands and knees quite literally.
And you've never tried this on very low. Would probably
on a small bath rug, it instantly sucks it up. And even if it's on low, if your bath rug's not attached, it's bath rugs are just hard to do.
Yeah, yes they are. And they all seem to be a bit thick too, because they're for getting out of a wet.
Right. The hose does not swivel at the base where it connects to the canister. Okay, I have found that to be a little bit of an issue. Okay, again, that was a little bit of a surprise, but I imagine that also plays into the seal of the hose as well. I mean,
and maybe when you said it's hard to, you're using, there's no hand, well, there is a handle, but you're not going to bend over to put, they always say don't pull the thing by the hose.
By the hose itself.
Everybody does that.
Everybody
and
does.
I guess if it doesn't swivel, it's stronger than
that's
sort of lasts longer.
So. Yep, agreed.
I'm giving it a pro on that. Yes, but
okay. So Electro Floorhead is not available on lower models. Okay, so if I were to buy a model without the HEPA filter, which is I don't know if that's called the C2 or not. I can't remember what all the.
Maybe that's not complete.
That would be incomplete.
That could be the incomplete.
I guess that's the incomplete part of it. I would not have gotten this the rug part,
okay.
the power nozzle.
Okay.
So you have to get at least the C3 pet cat and dog to get that power nozzle.
So you would just get, I would imagine, just that.
We would have just gotten this over here.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and again, I'm thinking, well, there's no possible way I can buy a vacuum cleaner without that.
No, I don't think anybody would want one without the power.
I mean, unless you're in a small apartment and all you have is hardwood floors.
Right,
but even then, you're not going to buy. This is not a vacuum for a small apartment.
No.
You don't. You know, this
or
is
a shop.
Or
actually,
a shop.
I would buy this for here. I would. I'm just a vacuum cleaner guy.
All right. No light on the power head, and again, you have to buy an upgrade model for that to get the light on that.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so in order to get the power button on the handle and the light, you have to buy an upgrade.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Did we tell everybody how much this unit itself costs?
We did at the very beginning, $11.99.
Okay.
That is what it's going for at this current recording.
Okay.
And if you go up to the Miele, that's what you're going to pay, $11.99. It's not like you can get a discount up there, but that's what you're going to pay at the Experience Center.
Okay, yeah, all right.
So,
sounds great.
Keith, I think that is it.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think in the comments below. Is the Miele C3 a vacuum that you're going to look at? At least I think it's worth,
definitely worth looking at.
At and giving it a try. And if you have an Experience Center around you, that you can go and try it out, or if other vacuum cleaner shops carry this particular model, it's worth trying out.
And may I just say that these big home stores may not have this great a vacuum cleaner. As I was saying earlier, when I was out shopping for one years ago, there was a Miele, and I was instantly turned off because it didn't weigh anything. It was still expensive, and it just wasn't this. So they must make different types of. So if you're going to get a Miele, it's going to be expensive anyway. Go to a fine retailer to buy it.
Yeah. The other thing I almost forgot, Keith, is the warranty. The warranty on this is, I believe, on the canister, the motor itself is a 3-year warranty.
Okay.
And then everything else is a 1-year warranty.
Okay.
Which, again, that may change, from year to year.
Right.
But my research on the website yesterday, it was 3 years and 1 year.
Okay.
Again, I would expect it just a little bit more, but as far as warranty goes.
Right.
And I'm not sure if you could actually purchase more warranty or not with this. This would be something that I would buy more warranty with. Okay. I'm not sure if you can buy more warranty for this.
Maybe if you got it at a appliance store, they might do it themselves.
Okay, there you go.
But
so that's something worth checking out. Yeah. Okay, folks, that is it. And
like and subscribe.
Absolutely.
We got tons of these things coming out. We got tons of them already done. I realized that last time that we've done this more than once.
We have done this more than once, yeah. So, all right, folks. Remember, if you got anything out of this show at all, go ahead and put a like, a love, a comment, a suggestion down below. We'd love to hear from you. And remember to join us on Saturday morning Smack and Jack Lives. Check the bell and sign up or subscribe on YouTube. We're on YouTube and Facebook. We love to see you on Saturday mornings. We're there most Saturday mornings. We don't do every Saturday morning.
It's just a light, we talk about current events, just talk about silly stuff, and it's a good time to have a cup of coffee.
And just sit back and listen to chatter.
Yes.
So, all right, let's get out of here.
All right.